Hello, it's Yoli Medina, civil attorney, and today I'm doing a short video on the hearing on the motion to compel, where Payne was giving certain testimony. So I'm gonna play that. If you bear with me for just a moment. And this is where Brett Payne is looking at a document to help refresh his recollection. And then Ann Taylor is going to ask him a question about it. So let's follow along.
Based on your review of that, am I correct in believing that the Red Star surveillance video was collected and given to Moscow Police Department?
It reads that way, yes, ma'am.
Where is it?
I do not know.
Who do I?
Well, he says, I do not know. Well, I'm sorry. If he's the lead detective in this case, he should know. He should not be giving evasive answers like, I don't know. I don't know where it is. You don't know where the evidence is that come on. That's not credible.
I asked where it is.
That would be through the evidence custodian and MPD. That'd be my best direction for you.
So she asks him, who should I ask? If not you, who? Come on. And he says the evidence custodian. He directs her to the evidence custodian. Okay, let's continue.
So I need to go to the evidence custodian and ask him to bring all of the videos out so I can watch them all to see if that one exists.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow. He basically said, yes, you have to go to the evidence custodian so they can bring out all of the videos so that you can look through them and find the one you want. So I take it they're not cataloged. I mean, come on. This isn't 1990 where, you have video cassette tapes, VHS tapes, and maybe some of them are labeled and some of them are not. I mean, I'm assuming that that the videos are electronic. I mean, most videos are electronic and they should be stored on a thumb drive or something. I mean, for him to just say, oh, I don't know where they are. Good luck. You have to go to the evidence custodian is unacceptable. And let's continue.
How many hours of videotape do you think have been collected?
A lot.
Again, another evasive answer. How many hours of videotape have been collected? A lot. That means nothing. So she presses him further.
Thousands?
Yes, easily.
Detective Payne, I want to look at Defendant's Exhibit SS now. Don't put our away. I think we might go back there in just a minute. But SS, if I can draw your attention to paragraph 1.
Okay.
Would I be correct in believing that I should be able to have a videotape from a place called Monday's Machine?
Yes, ma'am.
Where's Monday's Machine?
I don't know where Monday's Machine.
So she's asking him, where's Monday's Machine? And he says, I don't know where it is. But watch, it's in the address of Monday's Machine is in the document that he's reviewing. And he's just being, I don't know, evasive. He's just saying, I don't know where it is.
Yes, ma'am. It does not sound familiar to me.
Can you see the address that's also listed in paragraph 1?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that help you know where Monday's Machine might be?
It'd be south of Moscow city limits, if memory serves, but that's the best I can recall.
Now he's talking about if memory serves, whereas before he said, I don't know where Monday's Machine is. He's a patrol officer. I mean, well, I think he patrols the streets, or he should be familiar with the streets in Moscow, Idaho. It's not a big town. Let's continue.
You don't know where this particular numbered address on South Main might be?
No, ma'am.
Well, let's go back to, let me ask you this. Who do I ask where that video is?
Restate what I did before is go through the evidence custodian at Moscow PD.
Again, he refers her to the evidence custodian of Moscow PD. That's where she has to go to get the stuff. And why this is happening and why he's saying that, I have no idea, because normally it's the attorney that has to get all the evidence and turn it over to the other side. And especially in this case, which is a death penalty case, I would imagine that it's the same. I mean, I'm a civil attorney, not a criminal attorney, but the prosecutor, I would believe, has an obligation to turn over everything. And I don't know what's happened here, if the prosecutor is disabled or paralyzed or unable to go to the evidence room or send somebody there to get the information that she's requesting. I mean, it's not that hard. Unless it's a big mess and nothing's cataloged. And I mean, at this point, I don't know. They talked about all these terabytes of discovery being handed over to the defense. I'm wondering what's in that. If she's still asking for things. It's just unbelievable.
Let's go back to RR for a minute. And if you can turn with me to page 4. I'll draw your attention to paragraph number 21, particularly subparts B, C, D, and G. Do you see where I'm talking about?
Yes, ma'am.
And there, we're talking about 4 different businesses all within the city of Moscow. Is that right?
That is correct.
And those are on Main Street in Moscow. Is that also right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And if I read the first sentence in that paragraph, am I correct in believing that Moscow Police Department should be in possession of all of those videos?
It reads that way. Yes, ma'am.
Where are they?
I would have to direct you to the video that have been turned into the evidence lab in Moscow PD.
Okay, so again, he's directing her to the evidence lab. I don't know what that means, but evidence lab. I guess the evidence custodian has an evidence lab where everything is located. Unacceptable. I don't know why. Well, I'm waiting to hear the judge's order, because if I were the judge, I would be saying, Mr. Prosecutor, you need to get that information and turn it over. I mean, it's unbelievable, but oh well.
I want to talk a little bit. I'm going to move from videos now, and I want to talk a little bit about affidavits and search warrants that you wrote.
Can I ask a question? You're not asking to admit these exhibits?
Okay. This is interesting, because this is not a trial. Evidence is not admitted. You know, you're not admitting evidence into a trial. So why he asked this question, I don't know, unless there's something specific to the state of Idaho where exhibits are admitted into evidence at a hearing. I don't know. It's just a very strange thing, because I believe she attached what she was asking the witness about in her motion papers. So it is filed and it's before the court. It doesn't have to be like necessarily admitted, as far as I know. And let's see what Ann Taylor's response is to this.
You know, Your Honor, I haven't.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I haven't. The court has those in a pre-filing to put the court and counsel on notice of things we talk about. I'm not going to ask that these be admitted this way. Detective Payne didn't write them, but he's familiar with the content. So I think I had your questions answered. Thank you.
Okay. So that's where I wanted to stop the video. And it is concerning for a lot of reasons, because this is just a hearing. And when I think about the trial, and I think about the procedures and the objections and things like that, there's something about this case and this judge that it almost seems like he's too overwhelmed to handle this case. I mean, I know that judges are overworked, but I'm still waiting to see what the order is on these motions to compel, because they were motions to compel this information, to produce it. And so far, I haven't seen anything on the court website as to an order for these discovery items that Ann Taylor is requesting. So I don't know if she went to the evidence custodian and asked for it, or if, I mean, I would expect the judge would be writing an order saying, Mr. Prosecutor, you the evidence that is within the evidence custodian's custody is within your control. You need to go get it and produce it. And I don't know why that's not happening, and why there's no order for the motions to compel. I haven't seen an order unless it's sealed. I mean, I have no idea. So all of this is very confusing, and I wanted to make a video to point that out, that it is like pulling teeth to try to get information out of the prosecutor. At least that's what it seems like to me. And it's also like pulling teeth to try to get a decision from the judge, an order, something about this discovery, because we're left hanging. And I wonder if Ann Taylor is left hanging. So those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching.